Hello once again, individuals, and welcome to another episode of the Kerbal Space Program. My name is Flaubert, and today, look at this thing. I am testing out one of my newest, although certainly not greatest, craft in Kerbal Space Program. Now, you look at this thing and you immediately think, wow, that thing is alright aesthetically, but what does it do? I mean, after all, it's here on the runway, and you wouldn't really expect it to get into the air or anything. But that's exactly what it does. This craft is, in fact, capable of flying through the air, although hopefully not too badly because this is on camera. It's not actually that great at flying. Alright, so let me just briefly give you an overview. I'm sorry if I kind of sound comatose. I just had an enormous day of school. So let's EVA Sidster to show you the very nice kind of little tunnel thing that I have going with this craft. You can move forwards on your ladder and get out of here, or you can move backwards to command modules in the rear of the craft. And this thing has 4 hitchhiker storage containers, which allows it to carry a maximum of 12 Kerbals, which is pretty good. And let's just get Sidster in here in the back. I think that is a pretty cool design. Alright, let's try to get this thing in the air. Now, look at these engines in the back. I actually kind of like the design of this here. We can turn the brakes off. Yes, we are picking up speed, and if we press the S key, we'll actually begin to pick up speed much faster than we already would. You can see that especially as we're getting to higher and higher velocities. If you look right now, do you see how quickly this thing's accelerating? If I take my finger off of the S key, it accelerates a lot more slowly. So that is because of all of the control surfaces on here. There are a lot of them that are right here. There are some more that are below the wing, and then there's some more that are on the very bottom, although you can't really see them very well. Right, so let's just go ahead. Oh yes, you can see how taking my hand off of the S key will actually make the craft slow down at this point, despite the fact that all engines are up and running at full power. We are at nearly 100 meters per second, which is a good speed. Let's just go ahead and throttle these engines down. And also turn on caps lock, because this thing is a very finicky plane to fly. And I don't even know if I can call it a plane, honestly. But it's a very finicky craft to fly. And I do want to have caps lock on for more fine control. Alright, let's go ahead, get this thing off of the ground. Here we go. And look! We're off the ground and we are now gaining altitude. Improbably. Yeah, so I don't want to keep this thing flying for too long, because every second that this thing is in the air is another second that the likelihood of it brutally slamming into the ground increases. So let's just go ahead and try to get this thing in for a more or less safe landing. You can see that we are traveling at a fairly low speed at a fairly low altitude, so I don't think that we'll have to wait too long before a landing occurs. This is one of the highest capacity aircraft that I have in my fleet. Even though that it is kind of a terrible craft. Oh, and you can also see that it does have enough liquid fuel in it for some pretty decent operations. I do think that you could probably get this thing over to the island runway and back on the liquid fuel that it's been given, which is reasonable. So let's just go ahead. You can see we have a very good glide slope going here. I'm going to just throttle down a little bit. and try to land this thing as gently as I possibly can. The rear wheels are down, the nose wheels are down. That is wonderful. Let me just apply the brakes. Well, I hope that you enjoyed this video. I'm sorry for kind of being mostly comatose during the course of this, but I hope that you enjoyed this design regardless. Have a very nice day, individuals. Like, favorite, subscribe, and share, please. And I'll see you next time with another episode of the Kerbal Space Program. Peace!